Music Matters. Here with Bootleg Justin Bieber.
That is me. In real life.
Gore IRL, man. How you feeling, bro?
Chilling. It's a good day. The sun's out.
Dude, it is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in Oakland today. It's very like, it's kind of that time of year right now where like, okay, hot take. This is like my favorite time of year for the weather because it's like spring to me is just perfect. Actually, this is not a hot take. I don't know why I said that, but like spring.
Controversial.
Controversial, but nice weather's nice.
Don't crucify me for this take. Nice weather.
I fuck with it. Yeah, but like I feel like right now, this like specific like stretch of March or April rather, like it's like the last week of March and the first 2 weeks of April are always like the best weather because it's not hot yet. You know, like today is the kind of day I could like chill in my t-shirt and I'm comfortable.
Yeah, you could really be outside and just chilling and do whatever. Yeah,
we're in your garage right now. This is like I don't think I've ever done. No, I have. Wait, no. No, I don't think I've ever done an interview in a garage. But this is like a very unconventional garage, bro. This is such a sick spot. Like,
yeah, this is like the crackhead's delight garage, basehead, whatever.
So you were telling me before you tagged all this yourself?
Yeah, me and my girlfriend, we did this. We did some of it last night, but most of it's a couple days ago. We moved into the spot maybe a couple months back, and
good for you, bro. Congrats.
Yeah, I saw this as soon as we got the spot. I was just like, yo, I'm about to fuck this garage up. Like, either with some music shit, I'm about to like drill some shit, or I'm about to tag it up, and just tagged it up first.
Are you gonna do anything else to it? You're gonna make it into like a full little studio or what?
Yeah, no, I'm probably about to deck it out, make it the full studio, have people come by, definitely shoot. I would love to shoot people in here, just like find a nice angle for them, have a microphone set up, and just like get a freestyle out real quick. That'd
be hard, like live session type stuff.
Yeah.
If you ever need help with any of that, Brody, let me know, because we do all that stuff. And this is like, I mean, dude, I mean that's what I was saying before. Like this would be like, dude, this is like my dream spot. Like if I had this, dude, this is like where I do all the interviews, everything. It's just like, honestly, you're giving me inspiration. Like whenever like we above the bridge get our own spot, like. Dude, I kind of just want to get people in there and just tag it all up because it's just a sick look.
Yeah. No, I mean, and this spot too, I definitely want it to be like the community spot where it's like, you know, nothing's set in stone. Like, I tagged that, I drew that like woman over there, and I told my girlfriend, cover that up, do whatever the fuck you want over it. I want everyone to just feel like they can make some shit and just be themselves and truly express themselves. And sometimes you just gotta fuck shit up to do that.
Yeah, the Bay needs places like that, man. Like the Bay needs places where like artistry can come together and people can go to and like kind of collaborate and meet up. And I think there aren't that many here because I although like there is a lot of musical culture in the Bay Area for sure, I do feel like, you know, those spaces are widely occupied by like tech spaces, you know, whereas like in LA maybe there'd be more like art spaces, stuff like that. I feel like you probably get a bit more of that in the city.
Yeah, no, for sure. And definitely like pre-COVID, I mean, shit was popping off. Motherfuckers were having like parties in any type of abandoned building and just fucking it up. I had a friend, I have a video of it. We went to some like rave in some abandoned building, and homie was like, yo, wouldn't it be funny if I just kicked through this wall? I was like, yeah.
Wait, hold up. Where was this?
Downtown Oakland.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, bro, I heard a story just like this recently. It wasn't in Oakland. Yeah, dude. Do you feel like I mean, well, first off, you grew up in the Bay, right?
Grew up in the Bay, born and raised in Hayward. Haystack represent all that shit. Moved out to Oakland. Couple years back, money was better out here. I was working at a restaurant. Kind of just fell in love with it too. Lake Merritt, bro. Lake Merritt on a good day.
Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. Everyone's outside, barbecue. You could just walk up to some strangers, make some friends.
Yeah.
Good vibe. Like I haven't had that sense of community in Hayward at all. Like Hayward's like where old people go to like
get out of Oakland.
Yeah, get out of the Bay Area essentially. And it's like...
Do you not call Hayward part of the Bay? Is it like South Bay? Or
Hayward calls itself the heart of the Bay. And I'm like, more like the fart of the Bay. I don't know. Like, it's not where shit's popping.
Yeah.
Oakland, SF definitely got their own little vibes.
I guess I see Hayward as like more. I don't know. I guess I haven't spent a lot of time in Hayward, but I think I see it. Maybe I see it as more of a city than it really is. Is it? How big's Hayward?
It's a pretty decent sized city. Not gonna lie. But like, no, it's all chain restaurants, big stores. You got like Walgreens, Walmart, all that type of shit, and then no mom and pop shops, which is like really what I go crazy for in Oakland. Anytime I see someone doing their own shit out in Oakland, I'm like, I'm always gonna come here. You make your own muffins every morning.
Hell yeah.
Bet I'm about to be
Hell
here.
Yeah.
Fucking, there's a spot, Lee Donuts on Lakeshore. The racks I've spent at that spot. Just because I fuck with their donuts.
That's one of my favorite things about Oakland, and not only Oakland, but Berkeley. Oakland and Berkeley have a ton of like local owned, like secondhand type businesses, like mom and pop type shit.
Yeah.
Which is super sick. Like I feel way better supporting something like that than going to like McDonald's, and it's also just way better. Like it always tastes way better.
Mm-hmm. And they'll hook you up. Like if you go to McDonald's and be like, you order a bunch of shit, you're gonna get what you ordered. You go to this mom and pop shop, they're gonna be like, yo, let me throw in a morning bun.
Yeah.
Let me give you something.
Hook you up.
Yeah.
Here's a drink cup.
Exactly. Treat yourself to a little soda. Like,
soda in the water cup.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, bro, I was always so afraid I was gonna get caught up whenever I got like a water cup at like Burger King, and then I pulled up to like the soda machine. I was like, damn, I'm getting a root beer right now. Like I was always like, are they looking? Like fuck.
I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna get a Sprite so they don't know.
Stand in front of me. Yeah. I'm gonna go half lemonade, half water in this bitch.
And you know, if they catch me, we gonna do this time. Like everything, yo. When you're a kid, everything
it feels scary as fuck, dude. Fuck.
My kids be like, at the elementary school I work at, every day after school I give them snacks, and they'll be like, "Can I get an apple?" And I'll be like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Okay, I'm gonna take 2." And I'm like, "Go for it, like fucking do it. Like, why are you tripping?" But like, we're so trained to like. What the fuck is that even going on out there? You're in seminary popping off right now. Nah. But yeah, the kids always be acting like they're about to get in trouble for like the littlest shit. I'm like, that's just trained.
It's like the root of anxiety, bro. Like like when I was like, I felt like when I was growing up, dude, part of me like just got bored at school because I have ADHD. I'm like, well, to be honest, undiagnosed ADHD, but I think I have ADHD. But like growing up, I just wasn't interested in school from a young age, and I always remember like I was that kid who would like push buttons because I was bored. Mm-hmm. You know, like I would like antagonize teachers or like fuck with, just be a little menace because
if it was fun.
Oh, it was fun. Like, what else are you gonna
do? Like, you either sit there and do nothing, or you like.
Yeah, but it was like that nerve-wracking feeling. I almost like craved it. Like it was like, how could I like make this day more exciting, even if the emotion that I was getting outside of the boredom was being scared.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You got a therapist?
No, bro, you're right. Dude, I wish you were the first person that asked me that. Do you go to therapy?
I used to go do some light therapy. Definitely need more of it in my life.
Yeah, I've been thinking about starting because I've been learning to kind of think of therapy as less of something that maybe I don't like. I'm just speaking personally per se. Maybe I don't need therapy, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't go. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't think there's probably a lot of people who don't like need therapy, but I don't think it should be viewed as like something that you go to as a crutch. It should be something to get like a leg up on your on your mental health. You know what I mean?
I feel like people don't view it as what it purely is. Like everyone has a perception of everything, but like if you break it down, it's just you're going somewhere. You're trauma dumping or whatever the fuck you want to dump onto someone. You're paying them to listen to you, to give you good advice, and they can't tell anyone about it. So you can just go in. Like, I don't know. I feel like more people, if people knew what it really was rather than what they think it is.
And it sounds great. Like,
yeah, right?
From somebody who's never been, like, that sounds amazing. You know what I mean?
That's a bestie.
Yeah, for real. Like, they can't tell anybody anything. Like, you can just, like, literally be as open as possible. It's like writing in a journal, but the journals can, like, respond to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't tell them where the bodies are buried, but
you can't tell them where the hops are at.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would do it. I think I should do it. I don't know. What kind of music do you...
Next. Therapy.
Yeah, let's get away from therapy now. So you grew up, you said in Hayward. What kind of music were you growing up on, like in the household? Were your parents playing music? Like, how did you first get interested in it?
I grew up, my dad dipped very early on, so my mom was a metalhead. She was in her favorite band, I think, was Metallica. So we had a lot of random heavy metal shit around the house. We shared a bedroom for hella years, and when I was a little kid, I used to like go through her shit because I was just so whatever. And she had a whole drawer of CDs and cassettes. And the cassettes are what brought my attention to music, because I was like, yo, the artwork on here is hella sick. Probably some shit I shouldn't have been looking at a young age. I remember there's a Guns N' Roses cassette where it was like a naked woman on a street with like a needle in her hand, and then there's like a bunch of monsters and shit. It was like the craziest shit. I remember looking at that and being like, that's cool. That's cool as fuck. And yeah, no, so she definitely tried to put me onto rock, 80s rock, 90s rock, grunge, all that shit. My grandparents, who I had also lived with, were very much so very religious. And my grandmother was, and she was like country music. Yeah,
like old country music?
Old country music. So I have like a weird appreciation for like Johnny Cash and different things like
Hell
that. But like as I was growing up, at the same time, like fucking 3-6 Mafia, Hustle and Flow was on TV. And I'm watching Flavor of Love because I'm watching all the channels I shouldn't be watching as a kid. And yeah, so it kind of like influenced me a lot. Definitely what was on TV plus family. Rap and rock heavy. I saw the
correlation between the
two. I'm like, it's both very
anti-establishment,
anti-establishment, all that.
That's what's funny. Like when I think about like rap and rock and the way they cross over, it's like a lot of people who I don't think are that interested in music, but they like to act like they're that interested in music and probably don't have that much of an understanding of like musical history. They will be totally in love with rock music and claim that rock music is like the superior form of music to all these other genres. But then they'll shit on hip hop, but they don't realize that the ethos of both genres were literally born in the exact same sphere. It's like they're both anti-establishment forms of music. That's where they came from. They came from like rebellion. They came from going against what was the norm, what was the regular. And it's crazy to me that like people will use one as like a way to degrade the other when they're so intertwined.
Yeah, I always see like on YouTube, it'll be like Metalhead reacts to Playboy Cardi.
Oh my god!
And I'm just like, why? Like, I get that there is the connection, but like, if someone's gonna shit on some shit, if like I don't know, like,
there's literally no double bass pedal in this.
Yeah, bro doesn't even have like a full guitar section, like, whatever the fuck. Baby, clown and shit. And I'm just like, it's the same thing. Like, if you break it down to what it purely is, you got 5 dudes on stage spazzing out. A rap show, you got 1 dude on stage spazzing out. Not that different.
It really isn't. I feel like although I do feel like the people that kind of shit on like hip hop but love other forms of music, that is starting to fade a little bit. I think as hip hop expands into the world, and like more kids are growing up listening to hip hop. You know, how old are you?
23. I had to think about that.
Did you? So I'm 20. Did you like? I guess when we were like growing up, hip hop was already like it was very much a mainstream genre. Yeah. But it wasn't like the genre. I would say like
it didn't have superstars.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like kids growing up 2010 up ish.
Yeah.
They're the kind of kids who like they grew up when like rap was the primary form of mainstream music. So it's kind of hard to like I feel like have a full section of like one age group hate it if it's like the most popular thing out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy too. Like, there's people who like you'll fuck with the same genre. It'll be like you'll mention someone and be like, "Oh, Lil Wayne," and if someone wasn't born in a certain time period where they were old enough to understand Lil Wayne when he was popping, like, I don't see why you champion him. And I feel like that's just gonna continue throughout the years. Like in 5-6 years, people are gonna be like, "Why do you fuck with NBA YoungBoy so much?"
Yeah,
like it's a continuous cycle, but. It's very interesting.
It's like a period of time, you know? It's like, not only are you valuing the artist for what they put out. Oh, shit. Not only are you valuing... Hold up. I smacked his camera. Not only are you, like, valuing the artist for, There we go. For what they put out, but you're, like, valuing the artist for, like, the time in which they put it out, and then also the way in which it affected people at that specific point in time. Yeah. Like, I feel like I talk about this every interview, but like what I think about in this regard mostly is like Cardi. Like when I think of like people who are like around our age and who like kind of like were like big into hip hop when Cardi popped off, I think the way that like comes back to like be a historic point in hip hop history will be like something that we can't even comprehend right now. So it's like in 10 years, we'll come back and we'll look at like Cardi. We'll be like, wow, Cardi started this and that and this and that. Or not even, I'm saying Cardi as like a paraphrase for that sound. Yeah. You know, because not even to say Cardi was the first person to like ride that wave or start that sound. He wasn't, but.
Yeah, and like fucking X, Ski Mask, all of them were like almost had a similar vibe going on when they first popped off, where it was like very anti-establishment, very punk. Like their shows felt like a very punk type show, and I feel like that ethos that people walk around with because of seeing Cardi do it or seeing anyone do it like that is like pretty cool. I fuck with people having that rock star like ethos.
Something I think about a lot is like it's cool how like a lot of people in the hip hop world are being more and more open about like the fact that they grew up on rock music and pop punk music and stuff like that, because it's like now we're seeing how those genres are influencing the mainstream with people like Juice WRLD or like a lot of like the emo rap wave that kind of came. Now you have people like Ian Dior and Trippie, and obviously like Travis Barker plays a big role in that. You see how like he's insane.
He's be doing some justice to the genre.
Yeah, for
real. He be doing some shit that he's, maybe.
Well, the thing is, like, I feel like a lot of it, I don't know, like, it's like he started, when Travis Barker got into hip-hop, he was, like, producing for, like, Wayne. And, like, Waka Flocka and shit. And it was, like, okay, that was really cool, because it was, like, the pop punk guy is now like part of hip hop in like a big way.
Yeah, but making good ass trap beats.
For sure.
He was like playing them straight in too. That shit was crazy.
That's crazy. I saw this video the other day of Travis Barker talking about like how he plays trap drums. And like he doesn't like program them on like a DAW. Like it's not like he's like NFL like laying down the hats and the snares. Like he has a drum pad.
Sticks.
Yeah, and he plays them. Like he plays them into a MIDI drum pad.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. That's like a totally like, and honestly that video made me think a lot, because I was all like, that is like the way that like hip hop can become instrumental again. You know what I mean? Like imagine if like Travis Barker's on stage with like one of these rappers he works with, and instead of like being behind a drum kit, he's behind like an array of drum pads, and he's just playing these sounds with sticks like a traditional drummer would, but like on drum pads.
Yeah, no, it's super crazy. And like I feel like people are kind of, sometimes people forget where all this shit stems from. Like they be making shit in a DAW, making their drum loops and all that, not realizing that like, yo, if you had a live drummer doing this shit, it would go crazy on it. The pattern that you're writing out, if you gave that to a drummer, they would take that and elevate that. They would add feels to it. They would add whole little like, all right, I'm gonna add a fucking open hi-hat on and 2. Like they know what to do. Like they already know the shit. If you go to someone who's trained in whatever field, like, yeah, I'm rambling, but I definitely feel like live instrumentation is definitely important.
You mentioned to me that you played drums, right? Or you grew up playing instruments?
I was drums more so. I was in like the drum line. I did fucking cymbals for hella years. I was like, yo, like, put me on the bass line. I'm trying to be a bass 5, like, and my teachers were like, yo, these other guys are a little bit better than you. We're gonna give you cymbals. So I had cymbals, and we fucking like, we were all like the flair. We were doing all the cool shit.
Yeah.
Making it a show, and I think my junior year I got on the bass line, but I got injured. Mom was like, "You can't carry that around. That's too heavy for you." So I didn't get to do bass line that year. My senior year I was on bass line. Throughout high school I was in jazz band, wind symphony, all that shit, playing euphonium, trombone. Started off on saxophone, but like being on different instruments like that, you just realize how much everything is similar. Like, everything seems so different until you really break it down.
Is there, like, do you think that translates to your production?
Most definitely. I'm always thinking about, like, instrumentation and placement of certain, like, the hi-hats, I want that shit on the left always because the drum set, have that shit over here. Like, it definitely plays a big part into it, for sure. Even, like, when I'm just not thinking about it, it just comes natural. I'm like, no. It created my taste. Being in programs like that really helped my taste. Being in jazz band, I feel like jazz band helped me with production, and it helped me with rapping. I feel like...
with, like, cadences and flows, or how do you think it helped you with rapping?
Just, like, trying to learn how to solo. Because I played trombone in jazz band, and I was pretty ass. And but I had like higher ups that were like going crazy on it, just spazzing, and I'm like, wow, we'd have a microphone set up for the soloist, and I was like, damn, I want to do that. And, like, come around to recording years later, and I'm like, it's the same mentality. I'm putting on the hat of a soloist, and I'm just like, instead of going ba da ba da 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 ba da ba da ba, I'm going like, I'm not even gonna try to freestyle right now, but I'm just spinning a freestyle.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Same shit. Same but different.
I mean, when you say you're a soloist, when you like are on a track with somebody else, does that give you like motivation to kind of like go a little bit harder when you have some like a feature on a song, or a feature on a song?
Yeah. Like I started off as a producer, and like I had a lot. I would overthink about myself as a rapper, as an artist, or whatever I am, and I would always be like, nah, I can't hop on that shit. Recently I've adopted a different mentality where I'm just like, I need to kill it. I don't care who the fuck is on the front half of the song. I'm about to kill the second half of this. And if they want to re-record their shit after, go ahead. I'm about to just spit my shit, do what I can, try to make it. I'm always trying to bring the best that I can to the table. If I have to sit on a verse for a month or two just to come back and be like, that one bar I had doesn't fit, and just swap that out, and then bam, it's done. Like, whatever I got to do to bring the best product to the table.
That makes sense, especially when at a certain point you have to only think about yourself. Like if you have a feature on a song, or you're a feature on a song, you can't really control what the other person does per se. So it's like you kind of just have to focus on like making your part as hard as it is.
Yeah, because it's like on one end of it you can give advice, and like I feel like even people who have, like, I've been in music for a while, so I'm like taking notes from like college professors that I got and giving them to rappers that I work with. But even people who are just like fans of music, they'll have their own perception of it and what flows and what sounds good and whatever. And so like you can give advice, and I love getting advice from other people, but sometimes you just gotta worry about yourself and hope that they're doing the best job they can.
I know you mentioned that you went to school for music. Do you so will you like take the knowledge that you got from that and like kind of translate it into the way you produce now, or like trying to teach other artists like things that you learned, etc.? Like, do you think you benefited from going to school for music?
I definitely feel like I benefited from going to school to music, but I know a lot of people who didn't benefit, who went to different programs and all that. I definitely feel like it's hit or miss. Music programs, very hit or miss.
That's what I've heard too. Like, I've talked to a lot of people who are like, yeah, I got a lot from this. And then I've talked to a lot of people who are like, this was a waste of time. Like, there's no reason I should have did this. Yeah. I think it very much depends on, like, what you make of it. And then also, like, the teachers that you have and, like, the way that they kind of teach, whether or not you resonate with it. And that's kind of a crapshoot, you know? Like, if you resonate with it. But if you don't, you don't. And, like, you can only do so much about that. Mm-hmm. A good teacher, I think, can change anything. And that's not just for music. Like, I think, like, if I grew up with, like, really good teachers that resonate with me and understood the way that I learned. I mean, that's for anybody. They just, like, probably would end up way different. I had this one teacher, my senior year of high school. Shout out to Miss Allen. I doubt you're watching this.
Shout out Miss Allen. Hey, she might be.
Maybe
they
she
might
is.
be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume.
Don't assume. She. But, yeah. But she was, like, I don't know why, but, like, I never felt like teachers, like, understood, like my intentions in school. Like, I felt like teachers, like, assumed I was, like, lazy or, like, things like that because of the way I was. Because because sometimes it was hard for me to pay attention, you know, like, I'd be sitting in class, I'd be dozing off and stuff. And it's not, I don't think that came from a place of laziness. It came from a place of, like, me having problems paying attention. And Miss Allen, and it was, like, having, like, a different perspective and stuff. And Miss Allen, she very much, like, if she gave me, like, a C on a paper, like a D on a paper, she'd, like, explain to me, like, okay, this, and this is where you strayed from the criteria. But one thing she always said, she's like, but I love the way you think. She was like, I love the way you look at these things. I love the way you look at life. And that was, like, something that really, like, impacted me. Because it was the first time that I felt like a teacher, like, understood me, you know? It was the first time I felt like I could relate to a teacher. Like, a teacher actually, like, gave a shit about me and didn't just assume I was, like, a kid who wasn't trying. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, she assumed I had good intentions.
Yeah, I mean, and look at you now. Like, that shit still stuck with you. I mean, in the whole, like, going to school, you don't really realize, as a teacher, you don't realize how much of what you're saying is sticking with the students.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, fucking, you tell someone, I had a teacher in kindergarten tell me, she like, made fun of how I was using scissors. I was, like, not cutting things out on the line. Something ridiculous. And she, like, made fun of me for it. Now, every time I pick up scissors, I think about that. Like,
really?
It's some crazy shit. Like, you don't think about just how much value people put into your words. If you're not putting any value into it, that doesn't mean someone else isn't taking that as, like, you're the expert in that field.
How much weight they hold.
Exactly.
Especially from a teacher-student perspective, because, like, when you go to school, you're kind of just, like, engineered to think that, like, these teachers are, like, your superior. Like, you're kind of engineered to think they're better than you. Mm-hmm. And because of that, their words and their thoughts and their criteria and their feedback really does hold more weight. Yeah. And if they kind of go about it in the wrong way, it can definitely affect a kid wrong. I know it affected me wrong. I had plenty of teachers through high school that, like I was saying, like, they, like, it seemed like they assumed I had, like, bad intentions, or they assumed that, like, I was, like, a little punk, like, a kid who, like, fucked around a lot. And maybe I was to a certain extent, but, like, at the same time, I do feel like a lot of, like, how I acted in high school was because I didn't feel like where I was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't feel like my skill, like my talents and, like, what I do and, like, my skills were something that translated to school. Yeah. And because of that, I felt dumb. Like, I felt stupid. And
that fucks you up.
It fucks you up, yeah, bro.
You don't even want to try it. But, like,
growing up, like, feeling stupid's the worst feeling.
Yeah, and if you had someone, I know, fucking fly, peons.
Get the fuck out of here.
If you had someone telling you the exact opposite, that, like, yo, no matter what you're doing, you're smart.
Empowering.
Yeah, like, you give people that message and they'll take it and they'll go further than what you thought you could. Further than what you thought they could do with that motivation that you gave them. Completely.
Like, believing in yourself is really important. Mm-hmm. Believing in, you have to, I was talking to my friend Abdullah about this last night. Thinking about...
Shout out Abdullah.
But, believing, like, I think that, like, believing in yourself is the first step to getting other people to believe in what you're doing. But I also think that, like, having somebody that just wholeheartedly believes in you, whether or not it's ridiculous or rational, that can bring somebody so much value, and it can help them to want to succeed so much more. Like, a good teacher that really believes in you and believes that you can do anything and, like, tells you that can, like, go further than, like, anybody knows. I think a lot of teachers don't even understand how much their weight their words hold.
Yeah. No, for sure. I work with my main class in the program I'm in is kindergarten. So I'm the first motherfucker they're dealing with in the school system. And I be trying to give them the most that they can get that I know they're not even going to get from like their other teachers. I'm like, what do you want to do? I ask each of them their shit, you know, figure them out, try to see why they act the way they act, figure them out mentally, and then, you know, build them up from there. And I feel like if the whole system was built like that, you would have a whole school full of superstars. Yeah. If everyone was just like a little more effort put into everyone.
Like thinking about how we can build these kids up. Like thinking about how like from an early age we can like engineer these kids to like really believe they can do anything. It's like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
You tell them they can do anything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Instead of like, because dude, I think about this a lot. It's like, why the fuck do we give like grades in like elementary school? Why does that matter?
Yeah.
Why does that matter? Like, why? First off, it's like you're not a kid's not gonna fail elementary school, okay? Like, not in California, that doesn't happen.
Exactly.
So it's like, why are we giving?
They will threaten you and tell you will fail, but they won't actually do it.
They won't fail you.
Which is so funny.
So it's like, why do we give kids grades if they're in like the 5th grade when like in reality all that's gonna do if they get a bad grade is make them feel stupid?
Yeah.
When like, how can you expect a kid to put in like actual effort to a test when they're in like the 5th grade? I don't even think we should be testing kids till they're like in middle school at the earliest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm sure like we were in school at the same like elementary school, middle school at the same type of time, and like
sure, three years older than me, yeah.
Yeah, fucking standardized testing,
yeah,
all that shit. You had to put the
makes
little
absolutely no sense.
I'm like, why the fuck? And teachers used to get so mad at me because I would be the first. My thing was always like, I'm gonna be the first person that finishes the test, and I was always confident in myself. I would never like feel like I'm like handing in like a C or a B.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I either got one question wrong or I got 100% on this shit. I'm the first person to hand it in. And they would always be like doubting that. They would always doubt that. I'm like, just believe me, I got this shit. Like, yeah, no, kids. Forgot what we were talking about for a second. these fucking wild little things. Not sponsored.
But if you need sponsors, hit us up.
Above the bridge.
You teach elementary school, or do you teach it, or like what do you do?
So during day school, I'm like yard duty type shit. I'm like, yo, stop beating that kid up. Yo.
Doing that and then also being a father, does that like kind of translate the way you look at your kids? Like not only your kids, like your actual kids, but also your kids that you work with at school.
Yeah.
Are there like ways that like they relate to each other and you see similarities?
Yeah. No, I mean, there's like I only have one. My little son, he's like 2 months old right now. He's learning day by day. But the kids that I work with for kinder and after school, I have like 10 kids. I'm learning so much from them, and it's just like I'm mental noting all of it. Like I see what works with them. I see what's not working with them. I see all that shit. It's definitely translating into. I mean, I feel like it's making me a better person working with kids. You gotta be patient. You gotta be ready to adapt. You gotta all of that. Being like that. Having that responsibility is just a whole different demon than just riding solo through life.
Being understanding and empathetic. Like you have to like understand these kids' perspectives and like how these kids feel, because they probably think that you feel the same way that they do.
Exactly. Yeah. And I try to tell my kids like, yo, I'm 23 years old. I am what are you like? They're like 5 or 6, and I'm like, I am a 6-year-old who went through what you went through, and I know some shit. Listen to me. Like, let's figure this out together. Yeah. You're 5. What do you want to know? Like, what do we need to teach you? Like, it amazes me how much parents. I mean, you know, I feel bad for sometimes. Like, some kids don't know certain things that you would just expect a parent to teach.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what is their parent going through? What are they going through? Like,
it's all about perspective.
Perspective is everything. Yep.
Do you ever have funny experiences with any of the kids at school?
Oh, all the time. Those kids are fucking hilarious. Yeah. They call me Mr. T. My name's Tyler. They call Mr. T.
Mr. T.
And I just love that in itself because I'm like, y'all don't even know who the act. Like, I think of Mr. T. Like, Mohawk,
and they have no idea who that is.
No idea. They think of Mr. T. They think of me.
Yeah. You are Mr. T in their life, the most relevant Mr. T.
Yeah. They be doing some funny shit. One instance, we had like a student showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Kid boo-booed in his pants. How we could tell, he was wearing a white shirt. He wiped, but he wiped a little too high up and he didn't wipe that well. So you see the boo-boo on the back of his shirt. And we're like, are you?
Poor kid, bro.
Yeah.
That's
he like for him, nothing was going wrong. He was just going about his day.
He wasn't tripping.
And we saw boo boo on his back. All the teachers were like, "Yo, someone's got to tell him. We got to do something about that."
That's funny. So you said you started rapping before you started producing, correct? Or vice versa?
Vice versa. I started producing 2015, 2016.
Wow, so you've been at it for a minute now.
For a minute, and my shit was super garbage back then.
How long after you started producing did you start rapping? And was it hard to like build up the confidence to do both?
Yes. I started rapping. I had worked with a handful of artists from the East Bay, and it was disheartening sometimes when you're starting off. Your beats aren't that good, but you think they're the best you got right now.
Yeah.
And people will be like, "Yo, let me hop on that," or like, "Yeah, I'll hop on that," and then nothing comes of it, or they hit you back and you're like, "Yo, this ain't for me." And at a certain point, I was like, "Yo, someone's got to rap on this shit." Like, I have so much confidence in myself. I was like, if I got a big name on these beats, that shit would go crazy. Mm-hmm. And it's just not going crazy because whoever I'm hitting up to do whatever the fuck on them, just not at that level themselves.
Yeah.
No hate to them, but I know my value and I know I could go up off this shit. So someone's got to rap on it, like even if it's just me doing some shitty shit. So I started off, I was rapping in my family's garage, which not like that garage. My family, I have a hoarder in my family, so the whole garage is just packed up, which is probably good for acoustics. But
not as cool as this garage.
Not tagged up. Yeah, it was definitely hard to build up the confidence too. Like recording yourself is a wild thing because you hear yourself back immediately and you're like, yo, that ain't it. Or if it hits, it hits, and you go back to it. Like it's an interesting process recording yourself.
That's like a weird psychological thing. Actually, I've never really thought about this. I've never really thought about the fact that like probably like hearing yourself back is really weird. Like, there's not that many people who record themselves, but it's like I imagine like if you hear yourself on a track, that's just kind of bizarre.
Yeah,
like,
it's super bizarre. If
you're saying some really personal shit, like you have to listen to that over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Find the exact right take. Like that's like a weird experience I've never really thought about.
Yeah, and it's like you got to wear different hats. Like I was wearing the producer hat, making all the beats. I would then tap in and I would wear the artist hat and I would be like, all right, I'm going to write this 24 bars. I'm going to spit that shit. Okay, cool. After I got that, then I'm the engineer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that wasn't good. I'm going to cut that. That was good. I'm going to bring that up in the mix, figure that out. And it gets a little confusing. Like now I'm like, all right, this homie, lowercase, great at engineering, tapping with him, paying him for the mixes, make sure it's all tight. I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be an artist, like if I always want to produce.
So you're trying to do more of the artist stuff now, but opposed to production stuff?
Yeah, I feel like I've been in the background a little bit too much. I have probably a bit of a narcissist where I want to see myself doing good as well.
That's not narcissistic, bro. That's just you just want to do well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like for a long time, I just wanted the people I worked with. I would do whatever for them, and like I I knew my own value, but I'm, working for free.
Yeah.
Just because I, got to get out there somehow. And, now I'm ready to just push my shit and just go all for it and be that artist, but really got to delegate who's doing what. When am I being an artist? When am I being a producer? If I'm sitting down, I gotta like sit down and be like, all right, this 2 hours that I got, I'm producing beats.
Yeah.
2 hours that I got, I'm writing this whole time. Like,
that's an underrated thing, like working for free. A lot of people don't understand that, like, you really have to work for free if you want to make real money eventually.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta do shit like work for either free or like a really low rate or like a placement or like work for, the subliminal things or work for connection, whatever, because you just have to like you're not going to get to the point where you can start making money if you're not getting your work out there for free first, because nobody's going to care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So It's like a lot of people, like right off the bat, like right off the rip, they're like, oh, I need to get paid. People be like, I'm a producer that don't have any placements, never made any beats, but I'm gonna charge you $100 for a pack. It's like, dude, what?
So that's a really like
it's kind of ridiculous
school of thought
Yeah.
too. It's like however where they've gone to figure that out, that they need to be doing that type of shit to get to a higher level. They're just learning from the wrong people. Like,
Yeah,
I feel
agree.
like the people that are the most successful tell you, like,
They all work for free.
work for free. John Mayer, I think I saw an interview where he was like, yeah, I worked with Mac Miller and I did a bunch. I don't know why this is my John Mayer voice, but he's like, I worked with him for like a day or two, and he laid like a bunch of guitar lines out for him. It was just like, yeah, no, I'm doing that for free. Don't pay me, please don't pay me.
Yeah.
And like whatever came of that was like some good music, and I don't know, you just got to be genuine with it. Always.
But it's like not only good music that comes from it, it's like good music and then a connection with Mac Miller and then a friendship and then Mac Miller trusts you and then you can meet other people through that. Maybe you put those songs out and somebody else really fucks with them, you get a good connection or whatever.
Yep.
It's like you need to stop thinking of working for no monetary value is working for free.
Yeah.
Because that's not what it is. It's a future investment. Like, for example, if I came in here and I interviewed you and I was like, all right, that's going to be $100. One, you wouldn't do the interview. Two,
yeah, I'd be like, oh, it's a little budget, a little tight for that.
Two, like it's the payment is getting like connections through you. The payment is getting a dope artist to be on my platform. The payment is like me being able to come here and shoot. Like the payment is a podcast and a YouTube video, then 10 TikToks, 10 Instagram Reels, and 10 YouTube Shorts. That's the payment. It's like you're not giving me $50, but why would you? I don't have a platform. I don't have a huge platform yet. There's no reason you would. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like that mindset's so valuable to have early in your career. It's like you can't just go into shit and off rip expect to make $100,000 a year. Like that's just ridiculous. It doesn't even matter how good you are.
Gotta grind your way to it. And
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I don't even got much to say on that. You just gotta grind your way to that.
Yeah, you gotta build
For
up
sure.
to that point.
Yeah.
Do you remember the very first song you made?
The very first song I made. Are you talking about a song that had me rapping and producing, or just the very first beat I made?
Whatever came first.
Probably the very first beat I made. Very first beat, trash.
Why? You
Had to
just didn't know
grind
what
out
you're doing?
beat after beat. I remember whatever shorty I was dating at the time, I probably sent them whatever I was working on, and they would be like, I remember one ex was like, what is this? Like, I'm very confused. And I was like, it's a beat I made. And they were like, yeah, but like,
There's no vocals
what?
on
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't make no sense. And that, I was like, all right, well, normies might not get it, but I'm making beats. I was making beats and I was like hearing my favorite rappers on them.
Oh.
At that point, like, Wi-Fi, Raw Banks, I want them on my beats. And so, that's what it was. And now it's like, I think the first song that I put out on my own with vocals on it, was also trash. No, super trash, super trash. Yeah, thinking about it, look, I'm like, oh, it's one of the ones on. No, I definitely took it down off of SoundCloud or whatever streaming I had it on because it was trash.
Is that kind of the lane of hip hop that you were super inspired by and early in your hip hop formation, like that Rob Banks, Suicide Boys, Sesh, Bones, etc., like that underground wave type of stuff?
It definitely played a part.
That's a lot of what played a part in my love of hip hop.
Yeah, like when they were going crazy, it was just like, all right, cool. They have an 808 snare, hi-hat, maybe one other sound in their shit, going crazy. And yeah, that super inspired me. And I still want to like one day reach out to those artists and like either get them on a feature, get a placement, some shit like that. Yeah, that Florida scene was crazy though.
Oh yeah,
when that Florida scene was popping.
Even the more mainstream stuff there was pretty crazy, like Smoke Perp and like Lil Pump, like the shit they were even doing at that time out of Florida was pretty fucking wild.
Yeah. Those names are like, it's crazy.
Gonzo.
At one point, if you had mentioned Smoke Perp or Lil Pump to me, I would have been like, that's hard. Like, I don't care what anyone says about it. That's hard. But now you mention it, I'm like oh.
I don't know.
You selling crypto now? Ooh.
What?
That's the down when you're down bad.
Lil
as
Pump
fuck.
selling crypto?
I don't know about him specifically, but I know Lil Xan is.
No.
Lil Xan be selling like
NFT scams and shit.
Yeah, like why even?
Like rug bull type shit. Like
so sad.
Why,
that's
bro?
What it's become.
What is the wave of like rappers getting into NFTs? Like,
it's definitely a pipeline. It's like as soon as you stop making good music, but you have hella people hitting you up, you're like, okay,
time to drop an NFT collection.
Now I'm an influencer, but I'm gonna call myself a rapper.
Keep hitting this camera. Oh my god.
Smack that.
Tory Lanez released. There we go.
Tory Lanez gets no place in this household, unfortunately. I'm not unfortunate for me. I'm glad I don't listen to his music, but
he was kind of the first like guy to do that, do the whole NFT shit.
Really?
And like I think, right? Like at first, at least that I know, like he dropped a project as an NFT, didn't he?
Did he?
I think.
This is news to me. That's crazy. I've always thought that was like, yo, as soon as someone does that, like everyone's gonna try to fucking hop on that, but Tory Lanez did that? That's crazy.
Yeah, I think he did. Tory Lanez is a weird, like, a very weird. I don't know why we're talking about Tory Lanez, but like Tory Lanez has like a very weird, like almost like underground, not underground, but like I don't even know the word to describe it. Like his fan base is very like, they're almost like it's like because Tory Lanez had all this controversy, his fan base is now people who like flock to artists who have controversy. There's definitely a group of like music fans that flock to people not because of the quality of their music, but because of the controversy around them, which is really weird.
Or what they stand for.
Yeah.
Which is also like, didn't he shoot Meg Thee Stallion? I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I don't even keep it.
Yeah, at least that was the rumor.
That was like
yeah.
this whole story. I heard that and I was like, well, I don't fuck with anyone who would do that in real life.
Yeah.
Why am I gonna fuck with someone who does that online?
Yeah. Like, but he's dropping NFTs.
Yo, but have you heard him?
Have you heard about the come up? The potential for the come up here? When you like find an artist to work with from a production standpoint, or at least when you used to be more into production, was there like, or even like when you want to hop on somebody else's track for a feature, do you look for stuff with a certain sound, or do you just find whatever you think is hard and hop on it? Or like, will you reach out to people with like a specific niche and a specific sound? Like what in the underground or the mainstream are you really fucking with now sonically?
I feel like when I'm hitting up people to work with, I'm definitely, even if I'll check out all the music they got out. If I don't even like, if it's something I wouldn't put on repeat, but I see what they're trying to aim for, and like if I feel like I could guide them in a good direction, I'll hit them up and try to like, you know, because it's all about piecing the puzzle together for any artist. Like, you know, Jay-Z worked with Kanye and it was just that just it synced up. So I'm definitely trying to find people who have similar mentality, similar. They don't even have to have a similar sound. Like
it's more of a mindset thing.
Yeah, like I hit up Payback and
shout out Payback.
TB.
She's fire.
I don't even know how I hit her up, but I was just like, yo, like, I got beats. I feel like you would sound fire on them. No hate. Like, I fuck with what you already got going on, but, like, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
If we could do something fire, great. If we can't, it's just some throwaway shit. It's just some throwaway shit. It ain't even no major.
It's whatever. It's practice.
Practice. Yeah, everything's practice until it, like, sticks. And that's the cool
thing
about
music.
It's
not a waste of time, yeah.
Yeah, like we're all just twiddling our thumbs until we get some money.
People think of like making shit that doesn't pop or shit that like you don't end up using as like a waste of time. But I don't think it's a waste of time at all. I think it's practice, like you said. Like it's the kind of thing you have to like realize like, oh, this is like how you get better.
Yeah.
You get better from making shit that sucks. You know, like I read this book recently. Do you know Xanabis? Do you know of him? He's a rapper from SF.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, he's the boy. But
Xans and cannabis.
Well, oh my god, I don't want to explain the whole root of his name because I don't want to make this whole thing about Xan. But that's the crazy thing. Everybody thinks that it has nothing to do with that. It's Xanabis and Anubis because Xan's almost killed him, but Anubis is the god of the Egyptian afterlife.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
that's super cool.
Yeah, but anyway, he recommended me this book called not the Art of War, but the War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And that's one thing they talk about a lot. They talk about or he talks about this concept of resistance. It's like the idea that like as an artist, as a creative, as an entrepreneur, you have to wake up every day and battle this like intangible force that like keeps you from like doing your work. And then how you beat it is sitting down and doing your work. What doesn't matter is if that work is good or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you want to be the best producer in the world, the best artist in the world. It doesn't matter if what you make every day is good. Sit down and make something, whether it's shit, whether it's amazing, whether it's mid.
Put those rounds in.
Exactly. It's practice. It's getting your 10,000 hours in. That's how you get great. It's like you have to go and you have to make things that suck to then understand that they suck so that you can then find the things that you need to improve upon and then the things you can add to the things that suck that make stuff great. That's how you make your best stuff.
Yeah. Now, whoever came up with that 10,000 hours quote needs to get their dick sucked.
Malcolm Gladwell.
Well, bring him.
You see what he looks like? He's probably getting his dick sucked a lot. Malcolm Gladwell. He's another great artist, bro. Or author, rather. He, do you read?
I read a little bit. Yeah. Nah. No, I read a little bit. I be trying to be as, like, aware of the world as I can be.
If you're interested in the whole 10,000 hours thing, the Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell is a great book.
Bet.
That's where that concept originated from. Malcolm Gladwell, one of my favorite authors. The Tipping Point by him is another amazing book. There's Outliers, The Tipping Point, both fascinating books. I talk about the concept of 10,000 hours. And what's interesting about that idea is like he talks about it as a threshold. You know, it's like once you reach that point, then everything starts to seem great. His other big book, The Tipping Point, kind of like piggybacks on that concept. And it's the idea of like if you do a creative feat or an entrepreneurial feat or like something that's like very risky, like just starting a venture of some kind.
Yeah.
If you do that for a certain point of time, if it's very rare that you get gradual growth. What happens far more often, you do it for years or months or however long, and it's unsuccessful for a long time, and then there's one point where everything changes. And that's the concept of the tipping point. So how he ties it to the 10,000 hour rule to the tipping point thing, it's like you have to put in, he estimates that you have to put in close to 10,000 hours to hit your tipping point. Your real tipping point. Now, you might hit it at 5,000 hours, but if you hit it at 5,000 hours, your tipping point is not at 5,000 hours. Your tipping point is still at 10,000 because your ceiling's higher. He estimates your ceiling is at 10,000 hours. So if you can work up to your 10,000 hour tipping point, you then have hit your ceiling, and everything after that just explodes. So, I mean, that's inspiring to me. I'm just trying to get my 10,000 hours in.
Yeah, no, everyone should. Whatever you love, you should be putting in that time. Like if you're if you truly love something, you're putting in those hours without even thinking about it.
Exactly.
If you have to think about it, is that what you need to be doing? Maybe not, but it's the things that come naturally that I find people A, enjoy most, B, are more successful in.
And you have to love it. You have to love it if you want to make it. There's a Steve Jobs quote where he talks about I believe the quote is like, find what you love, or no, make your work something you love. Your work is going to occupy a large portion of your life, and if you don't love what you do, you'll never last long enough to make it. And I think that's really true.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anybody should settle to do something they hate. And even if your day job is something you hate, come home and work every fucking day to make sure it's not. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like, everybody can do that. I understand that some people are born into circumstances in which it's a lot harder to then pursue a craft or pursue a career they love. They just have to make ends meet. Yeah, you have to, and that's very sad. But I do think happiness comes from the pursuit, not from the destination. It's like, if you are born in that situation, I think you wake up every day, and despite the terrible hand of cards you were dealt, if you're able to kind of have the perspective to think about it as, okay, I got unlucky. How can I then kind of rise from this situation? Mm-hmm. I think then the pursuit will bring you happiness, whether or not you get to that point. I think the pursuit of happiness is the happiness. Yeah. Because it's about the journey, Like, sure. I'm somebody who was really lucky. Like, I was born into a family with, like, both my parents, they're married. I didn't grow up, like, super poor or anything. I grew up middle class. Like, I was very lucky. I never had to, like, think about, like, at 16, like, working to eat. I just had to work to, like, get a car or drive or do shit that I wanted to do, but I never had to worry about the necessities. So then that allowed me to have the floor to then kind of like pursue a creative feat, something I love. Yeah. So I fully sympathize and empathize with people who don't have that, aren't as lucky as me.
Mm-hmm. And like people who don't have it as lucky, like, the people that choose to pursue whatever they choose to pursue, they have to grind that much harder to get to the level that you were at to be able to just do some shit. And so like it really weeds out the fake.
Oh yeah.
Because there's gonna be like, oh, I want to make whatever so and so type of art. If you're not willing to work your ass off, you're not willing to invest in yourself, which is the craziest thing. No one's gonna invest in you if you're not investing in yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you gotta take yourself seriously before everyone else can.
That's huge. That last thing you just said, I think, like, truly, whether it's for better or for worse, truly believing in what you're doing is absolutely necessary if you want anybody else to believe in it. How can you expect anybody else to believe in a vision that, like, you see? Or how do you expect anybody else to believe in a vision that they can't see if you can't even see it? Yeah. There's a do you know 070 Shake?
Yeah. Off they were on that
Kanye's album.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Haven't heard much from them, but
yeah, she's crazy. But so she there's this quote from one of her songs, Flight. It's called Flight 0173. It's I think I'm gonna get this tatted on me, like right here. The quote is it's hard to believe in a vision you can't see, but tell me, have you ever looked at the air that you breathe?
That's hard.
Yeah, so I think about that a lot in regards to that, like believing in something that you can't see. Yeah. You just have to blindly believe in something, and it's what keeps you going.
Shit, a lot of people do that. A lot of people blindly believe in whatever religion they want to believe in, and it's like, damn, have you ever thought about that? Like,
yeah.
But it goes for everything, you got to believe in it.
Do you ever have trouble, like, staying inspired to create? Like, how do you, like, continue to, like, stay motivated to keep working?
Drugs. No. Definitely, I have my issues with confidence and all that. I'll have moments where I just sit back and I'm like, I'm not even about to produce today. Like, I'm just so down bad about, like, I ain't even got the confidence to hop on the mic, hop on the producer board, and it's, you really got to build yourself up. You have to be your biggest fan in order to be moving like that. yeah, no, it's hard. It's definitely a cycle. People who are continuously moving in whatever field they're doing, I have mad respect for them, because it's like you have to be telling yourself, you have to be your biggest fan for sure, and like however you're doing it, and kudos to you. Everyone's got to figure out their own thing, and I wish I had it where I was able to just put out like crazy, but I be having waves, ebbs and flows, and sorry, I didn't mean to. Ebbs and flows of it all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's really hard to like wake up every day with that instant motivation to keep going.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Can I use the restroom?
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
Bet.
We'll cut.
Okay. Bet.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
Clap. Should we
clap? Clap.
Okay. Bet. I'll be right back.
You're good, bro.
You want like a snack?
What's up?
You want like a snack?
I do low-key think about my ADHD though as like a superpower. Like honestly,
Facts.
like there's so much. Like I think you have to learn to like use it to your advantage in a lot of ways, because whenever I have like a weird sporadic thought when I'm sitting in bed, I've kind of just like engineered myself to like write those thoughts down and like remember those things, and then I feel like it now it's like I almost can use it to my advantage a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you gotta work with the tools you got, like simple as that. If you got a brain that overthinks, like what the fuck can I overthink on that could get me somewhere,
Yeah, no, exactly. I feel like we think of overthinking as like a bad thing always.
Yeah, it hasn't like overthinking
like a negative connotation.
Negative connotation right off the bat, but if you're doing it to like perfect your craft in any type of way, that's an advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of your name a little bit, I want to ask you what Gore IRL like means. Like, where's that come from?
Gore IRL. I've tried. Shit. I mean, coming up, when you're like, oh, I want to be a producer. Oh, what should I call myself? Should I go by my own name? Nah. Should I? I went through so many different names.
Do you like your own name, or do you not like Tyler, or what?
I like Tyler. My mom gave me that name.
I think it fits you.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Tyler, but everyone was like, "Oh, Tyler the Creator." Very original. I definitely, yeah, for real. OF.
Future baby.
I don't know. I was like, I want to have an entity that's separate from myself.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking one of the names I came up with, I was like, all right, I'm Captain Blue. That shit did not stick at all. No one, who's gonna call you that? Like
Captain Blue.
You gotta have the biggest dick in the room to be telling someone, call me Captain Blue, and for them to call you like that.
I do like the abbreviation CAP though.
CAP goes crazy.
Like it would be cool if someone was like Cap on the beat. You know what I mean? Like Cap on the beat.
You just gave someone a whole identity.
Yeah, we're spitting free game right now. So where did Gore come from though? Why'd you come up with that?
Gore. I think I was hanging out with a bunch of people and I was smoking, doing whatever, watching movies. I'm a big horror fan.
Really?
Yeah, big horror fan. Always my great aunt, I would always visit her for like a weekend or two at a time. And she would put me on to some serious horror game. She would be like, this movie was the shit in the 80s. She showed me The Shining for the first time.
Yeah.
I remember being like 6. It's way too young to be watching that. But I was like, young. Yo, that's crazy.
There's like tits in that movie. It's like scary. Like, yeah. Bro.
Yeah, the tit there you got regular tits in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You turn, look at something else, come back. Those are old tits.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
Scary movie, bro.
Super spooky.
It teaches you the natural cycle of life.
Real quick.
That's what happens. People age. People don't stay young forever.
Yeah. But I think I was watching shit with people.
Just like gore movies? Like, is that where they came from?
Yeah. It literally seen, I think it might have came from a video game actually. Seeing like blood and gore. And someone was like, yo, Gore, that's a cool name. And me being like, yo, I'm Gore. And then at the time, I think I wanted to make a super internet sounding name. I think that was big at the time.
Yeah, people were making like the .jpeg names and stuff.
Yeah. So I was like,
those were hard though. I thought that was a cool like wave.
Yeah. And it, shit, it might come back. Who knows? But I was like Gore underscore IRL. Underscore super important. Not a lot of people got an underscore in their name.
There's an underscore at the end of the above the bridge tag. Unfortunately, I have tried to reach out to the guy with just at above the bridge for probably 2 years now. I don't think he goes on his Instagram, and
he's watching you blow. He's like,
fuck yeah,
you better pay me.
He's like, I'm about to get a bag
for real.
No, bro, but I've reached out to him like literally so many times at this point.
Shit, I would have too.
And his
so funny.
His profile picture is like it's like the wing of a plane, and then his like his bio it's like a bunch of random characters. It's like F.126 or something.
He ain't even doing anything.
Yeah,
with that account, huh?
It's just like a weird thing, right? So I've tried to like deep search this guy to like try and get in contact with him to be like, can I buy the name off you? I've so I can't DM him because I don't follow him and he's a private account. So I don't, but either way, I don't think he uses the Instagram.
Yeah.
But I've tried to like look at like his followers and reach out. He can't do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've like looked up like above the bridge and then like the bio because it's like very specific. It's like honestly, I'm gonna look it up right now. But like it's like F dot like what is it? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, look at this. Above the bridge. F. His name is F. And then the bio.
His name is F?
Yeah, like the name is F. And then the bio is.
What does it stand for? Frederico? Like.
BH-MG 3.0.
Yo, he on some shit. What does that even entail? He has 7 He's follow. Okay,
he doesn't use it.
He's got 7 followers. And he's got 647 people that he's following.
Ratio.
L
ratio.
Bah, got him.
But I've even like reached out to Instagram and tried to get him to like deactivate the account because it's not active, and they won't, bro. I can't get the fucking name.
You're fucking plotting on this guy.
Fuck this guy,
this
bro.
This guy's walking through life. He doesn't even know. He made an Instagram account like years ago with a random name above the bridge. He's like, yo, cause I'm above a bridge.
I wonder why he made that name. Like, I wonder where it came from.
Yeah, that's super interesting, man. Life. Sometimes we never get answers for the questions we want.
I've tried so hard, bro. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do at this point. Honestly, I think we just kind of have to roll with the underscore.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. It's one underscore at the end.
You definitely got to tell people though. That there's
no, that's the problem, bro. It's like if I'm in a room and someone's like, "Oh, like what's your IG?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "Oh, it's above the bridge," and then I'll go, and there's an underscore at the end.
Yeah,
I would never want to include it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned earlier before we were recording and we were just talking about playing live. How long have you been performing live? Like, how many shows have you played about?
I want to say I've done like 5 or 6 shows. I've done
all locally.
Semi-locally.
Yeah.
Like I have this friend of my girlfriend actually. She goes by Jelly. They throw these like crazy ass parties in Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is built different.
Yeah, for real.
A bunch of hippies they're doing ketamine.
I love it though.
All the shit. I love it too.
Santa Cruz is so sick. Yeah.
Whole different vibe. Mm-hmm. Like super inspiring, honestly.
That's a dope place to be.
Performed I think once or twice at an event that they threw, which was they were all into EDM, hardcore EDM, and I have some EDM elements, like I got some instruments that kind of, touch on that. I got 808s and all that shit. But, someone rapping over this shit. They had DJs. The night was packed out with DJs. And I'm like one of 2 people that's performing with a microphone myself. And it was a good time. It was definitely a good time. They received it well. But I think as Gore underscore IRL, probably have only done like 5 shows. I want to do more. There's that one I mentioned before we were off camera where I was just blacked out. If you have footage of that, delete it. Delete it. That was a bad time. But Definitely trying to be outside more. I feel like that's the best way to get people to listen to your shit. If you just go out there and perform your little heart out, and whoever that resonates with, it resonates with. That's the kind of people you want to have following you.
I say this constantly. I do think, obviously, in the age of modern music within the internet, obviously TikTok and the internet is still an amazing way to grow. Obviously, there's no disputing that. Regardless, though, I think people underrate the power and the reach that having a local fan base is. You know what I mean? Like, there really is a lot of, like, positivity and a lot of, like, upside to, like, playing shows and garnering, like, a local fan base. Because that is, like, a way you can, like, really early in your musical career start to make, like, money. You know what I mean?
Make money, it get people to understand you, not only as an artist, but as a person.
Performer, too.
A performer, like, all that. It's definitely, you know, like, I'm all here for people trying to be on TikTok, trying to do all that. Me personally, I've been trying to be very anti-cornball. Anything I do, if I seem corny, I'm deleting it right.
You're not on the talk?
I'm on TikTok, but I'm like low key on TikTok. I'm not trying to like go crazy. If someone wants to like do that marketing type shit for me, I would love that, because TikTok, there's money in TikTok. I have a cousin who makes fucking like TikTok comedy. It's not even funny, but he gets paid off of that shit. And I'm like, yo, that's so crazy. I know you in real life. You're not that funny, but someone out there thinks you're funny.
But when you can curate the exact thing you're saying to a specific audience, obviously people are gonna think you're funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just did like a TikTok like creator fund thing now. So like I'm pretty sure TikTok you can get paid by like the view now if you like are at a certain point, almost like YouTube. Like YouTube type shit, same type of thing. Like it's almost like monetization. So I heard about that recently, and that was kind of exciting. So that kind of motivated me to like post some more interview clips on TikTok.
Oh, you be on the clips and shit?
Yeah,
clips go crazy. People.
We like this interview will be like 6 or 5 like different clips. Like we'll clip like the best 5 or 6 parts of it, and then put captions on it and like pictures, and put those all on like Instagram Reels, and then put those on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. It's about getting like as much content as possible out of like one piece of content, and it's like you're utilizing your time in a far more efficient way.
Bet. Should I say something that's like quotable?
Do it.
Smoke more crack. Everybody, please. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do crack. Crack's bad.
No crack.
No crack.
You ever done crack?
Huh?
You ever done crack?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like there was one time in life someone passed me a blunt that was way too blunty. I'm like, yo, I'm a little too high.
Where did you cap this?
This is drugs.
My mom was gonna kill me for telling me this story, but she told me one time when she was like a kid, like my age, she was at a concert, and someone passed her a joint, and she like hit it, obviously like assuming it was like weed, right?
You always assume the joint's gonna be the best joint in the world.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, oh, I'm at a concert, whatever. I'll hit this joint. That some random person passed her, and I guess it was like filled with she said, I think it was like MDMA or something, like Molly. Well, can you smoke Molly? Maybe I'm thinking something else.
You could try.
I don't see why you like if you smoke. Could you smoke Molly? Well, because you can snort Molly. I know that.
That's how I met my girlfriend, actually.
What? How?
Me and a bunch of my coworkers. Funny story. Me and a bunch of my coworkers got off work. We all worked a morning shift. We get off at like 5. Mm-hmm. We're like, yo, we worked on Telegraph, so we were like, let's just hit all the bars on Telegraph in Oakland. Bar hopped 5 different joints. I think at the first spot we went to, we saw someone who worked at the bar next to my job. Mm-hmm. We were like, yo, I forget his name at this point. Yo, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, come in my car. And we were like, okay. And we just did some Molly. We snorted it.
Roll real quick.
We're on cloud 9. And we go from bar hopping to bar sprinting. We're getting a drink at a bar, and we're just going to the next one. And
knock it off the list.
Yeah, at one of the spots, I think it was I'm blanking on the name. Double standard, not double standard.
On Telegraph?
Yeah, some bar that, yeah, fuck it, I can't remember the name. But she came up to me and was like, just introduced herself to me. I'm high as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm on one. I'm like doing all the crackhead shit. I'm just like licking my gums and all that.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I like your hand tattoo. I'm like, yeah, no, it's cool. It's like I'm just talking about everything.
Yeah, literally. I know, it's so cool, right?
Yeah, I think I led with the like. I was like, yeah, I do yoga. And it was just so funny because like I was on one. And
I like your hand tattoos. Yeah, I do yoga.
Like it makes like no idea, but I always get reminded of it. Yeah, so you could definitely snort Molly.
What are your hand tattoos?
I got this one from my guy Kess. I got this one and the one on my neck, which is like a Egyptian beetle, done by the same guy. Got my wrist tattoo done in the back of a Bronco Billy's, which is like a pizza shop. Hella funny. The guy, I was like, yo, can you finish my tattoo? I wanted to get like shaded in, and he like was like, I don't do tattoos anymore. And anytime anyone tells you they don't do tattoos anymore, that's a big no-no. Like, oh shit, were you even a tattoo artist? Like, the one on my arm, I want to get covered up. No hate to the artist, but it's a Reaper. I was gonna get an angel and a Reaper.
Yeah.
Like a pinup girl angel and then a Reaper on this side. I went in for one session with the Reaper, and then like, you know, halfway through the tattoo, she's like, "Yo, let me freehand this." And I'm like,
huh?
I think I was like 18 or 19 at the time, so I was like, "Go for it."
I would have been like, "Nah, I'm good."
So I should have been on that type of time, but I was, you know. I mean, I already had some of it done.
Yeah.
So I think like.
What do you mean by freehand? Like she just didn't want
the rib cage looks funky. I don't know,
like she was supposed to do a stencil or what? Like she's supposed to like go off an image and she
had a stencil. She had the whole thing drawn out.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, she was just like, "Yo, let me just freehand this part."
Whoa, I don't know.
And I was like, "Okay." I didn't give a fuck. Yeah. So that was that tattoo. I got this one with an X. We got it on Friday the 13th. I got one on my neck for my dog that passed away when I was younger.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I got this one on my lip. I got it at a house party.
I've heard that lip tattoos don't hurt. Is that the truth?
I was drunk when I got it.
Yeah.
So if you're drunk when you get it, it doesn't hurt. I don't know if. I mean, so being sober, it didn't like. I didn't feel much, so I'm like, it couldn't hurt that bad.
I'm about to go get mine like soon.
Your lip?
No, not my lip. I'm gonna get
above the bridge.
No, dinner. I'm getting a Make Music Matter tattooed right here.
Oh, I bet that's super.
Right
cool.
on my knee, and
on
then
your knee. That's gonna hurt like a.
Yeah, I know. Well, not my knee, like my thigh. Like right above my knee,
Tender.
so it just shows where my shorts are.
I'm
considering just getting super faded before I go and do it, just so it doesn't hurt.
They say, I mean, they always warn you about drinking before.
Why?
I think something that alcohol does to your blood.
Oh, that actually makes sense.
It like, I think you either bleed more or you
bleed less, or maybe the ink gets in your veins differently.
Like the ink doesn't carry as well. Some shit, some techno, like whatever sciencey tattoo shit.
Neurology.
I just trust them. I'm like, yo, you got a needle. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could definitely show up faded to it for a lip tattoo. They won't care.
I just don't want it to hurt. One of my in high school. I mean, still, like it's not just in high school, but my like big group of friends in like high school. We had this group chat. It was called Social Squad. Shout out to, I mean, I'm sure one of them will watch this. Shout out to
Social Squad.
Yeah.
That's
well,
cool.
like I can tell you the whole backstory of that. But anyway, like the way that so like it was like we would just call ourselves like Social Squad. It was like my close group of friends in high school, and my boy Nathan on his 18th birthday he got social tattooed on his lip. Yeah, Yo. And then we were like all there was like 15 of us. We were all gonna get it. We ended up doing it, but I think that would have been super funny if we had a group of like 15 people with like social tattooed on their lip.
What's funnier is that bro was a part of a group of like 15 people, and he's the only one that got it.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. We kind of cucked him. Like we were like, yeah, we're all gonna get it. We're all gonna, and none of us did. Like he was the only one that did.
It's so funny.
And he got it on his 18th birthday. Like,
fuck, you gonna remember that forever.
Shout out Nate though, great guy.
Shout out Nate.
Yeah, bro. I'm pumped to get my tat though. Like I've been looking forward to it for a while. Like so I'm gonna get Make Music Matter, I think, tattooed on my thigh right there. Mm-hmm. And then that 070 Shake quote that I told you earlier, I want to get that tatted like down this way probably, or maybe
have you thought
like
about what kind of font you want that.
Yeah,
that's super important.
I want to do both like Times New Roman.
Oh, bet.
Very much like typewriter type font. Yeah, it's like Times New Roman type thing.
Dope.
Yeah, I'm pumped. So tell me about Father Figure a little bit. So was that EP, were you a father when you made that? Or I guess technically thinking about the timeline of it, you were a expecting father when you made that project, right? Was that inspired by your newfound perspective of having a kid, or what was that like?
So that project came about in a very interesting way. Me and my baby mother were kind of on and off. Like I had issues I had to figure out on my own, and us going through on and offs made her figure out herself and things like that. But I think at the time I was being kind of a self-absorbed little thought, and we were off, and so I was just being a dumb thought. The job I was working at really condoned me being one alcoholic, two a party animal. Like all my coworkers were about it, and they loved that version of me.
Where were you working?
At a Korean barbecue spot.
Okay.
I don't want to give them.
No, yeah, I got you.
They had cockroaches.
Okay.
Fuck them. But
relatable.
Yeah,
I should not have said that.
Fucking. Whatever. But so I was going through some shit. I had a coworker who was like into me. I was kind of into them, and it was a very I don't know that word.
Tumultuous.
There you go. I have a speech impediment. So
it's a great word.
It's a great word.
Tumultuous.
Cannot pronounce it.
Yeah, it's hard with like the U's and the M's. Anyway, continue. Tumultuous.
That was a very down bad like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then I had found out that my baby mother was pregnant. And just finding that out in itself really it was like a 2 days of just like, damn, like my life's different now. Like my whole journey has changed. Like I'm going to have a little one. And I could, like, my father, I think was around for maybe a couple months when I was a child, but like once again, on and off with my mom. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that whole relationship and all that really fucked me up. So it made me think like, yo, am I about to be a piece of shit for someone else in this world, or am I about to be like someone's hero?
Yeah.
And it was really like a fork in the road. Like I could go one way with this. I could be, 23-year-old piece of shit. Keep it going. I could keep that trucking. Like I know 30-year-olds who are just on the same path as me.
Yeah. Or
that I was, and or I could, take this whole thing and learn from it and try to be a better person every day. I went down that road. I'm just continuously trying to learn things, continuously try to be a better person. Like I didn't have a strong father figure, and that's where the name came from. I didn't have a good father figure.
Yeah.
I didn't have a strong father figure. All the men in my life were kind of fuck ups, they were fuck ups either on their own fault or through life just fucking them up. And I thought, father figure. I don't know. It also sounded cool. Like at the beginning, it
does sound cool.
The tag I had on that was like, he's a father figure. I thought that was cool. But yeah, I think one of those songs on there is a subtweet to someone. Blue Crush. Blue Crush is an extreme subtweet. I won't describe why on camera because it's but everything else is a very most of my music, all of my music, I'm writing from a perspective of an exaggerated version of myself.
Of course, yeah.
Bringing in real events, but I'm on 10. I have
10 opposed to 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one was super fun to work on. I think I was in my old apartment. I had a burst of inspiration. I was like, yo, I'm gonna make an EP. I don't know why I wanted. I mean, I know why I want to do it. I wanted to, express myself. It's therapy. It's therapeutic. Definitely. I think I whipped that out in like 2 days.
Wow.
I made the beats for it. I wrote it out. Recorded it later on that week when I had free time. Sent it out to Lowercase. Shout out Lowercase.
Shout out Lowercase.
He mixed it and mastered, and when he sent that back, I was like, yo, I'm ready to put this out. I needed artwork. I hit up the homie ZZ Bleed, who is a phenomenal rapper. First off, I don't want to say even better, but a great illustrator.
For the cover art?
At the same time, yeah. He
cover art was crazy.
Cover art was great. I was like, yo, I want like a biblically accurate angel. And he whipped that out, and I sent him the tape, and I was like, biblically accurate angel. Sent that back. The work just came out like that. It's pretty quick process with that one. Honestly, a lot of my other shit, like I think other than that, I only have singles out.
Yeah.
And I have that beat tape on SoundCloud, but I only have singles for myself, and those take a while. Like, as soon as I have them finished and everything's ready to go, I put it out. I could wait and promote it better and do all that type of shit, but I'm very much like, I want to get these thoughts out while they're still fresh before I have any doubt.
And before you forget them, before they feel like they were like a thought of the past opposed to a thought of the present.
For sure.
And that comes across in the project. It's very like the sound to me is very much like in your ear. Like, it sounds very like close, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And the art, I love the art. I think the art really complements it well. And I just want to ask about that project because I do feel like it's the only thing you have out tape wise, right?
Yeah, I have. Let's see. Other than my own stuff, I have a tape with the homie XO Keegan.
Yeah. And
I think I produced the entirety of that tape besides 2 tracks. And like, that's a very, very much the beats are an extension of myself for that one, but that's the only tape. Father Figure is the only tape I really sat down and was like, yo, this is me. I'm plotting on another one. I'm plotting on a couple tapes. I have one that is called Sinner's Circle, which is me and XO Keegan kind of just going back and forth on ideas. I got tape with TB Payback.
Shut up, Payback. And Keegan.
And yeah, for real.
I don't know Keegan, but
crazy.
Keegan's happening.
I'm excited for that Payback tape to come out.
Hell yeah.
Got work with the homie April Moon. Got work with Lowercase out. I think there's a song called Respawn I made the beat for. He like messed around with the beat. He's a crazy producer, engineer, and artist. He messed with the beat, and I think it's like 30,000 plays on that shit. Just on Spotify, and it's like, that one was super natural, which was crazy. Seeing some shit like that blow up like day by day, just like, whoa, we got another 200 plays on that. Whoa.
Do you watch that? Like, is that something you'll watch? It's kind of hard not to.
Yeah, it's hard not to. When it first drops, you're just like, yo, that's my baby.
Yeah, of course,
After
bro.
a while, you're like, whatever it does, it does. You let that bitch out.
Yeah, because you can't control it at the end of the day.
But that one, I definitely I was watching, because I think for a good week or two it was at like 2,000 plays, and even that, just because like we're just on our own type of shit. We're lowercase is in Boy Weapon, and they have their own little following, but any type of numbers like that as a solo artist, 2,000 is crazy. And then I checked back like 2 weeks later, and we're at like 15,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. And he does 3D shit, and so he did a video for it, and I think the video really helped get traction for the song itself.
That's the wave now, the video song combo. It's almost like you have to have a compelling visual if you want your song to do really good numbers. And that's an interesting thing, because that's more of like it's almost like a rebound or like a reverberation, like from the age of MTV.
Yeah.
It's like back in that day, like if you wanted your song to do numbers, you had to have a dope visual and it had to be on MTV. Mm-hmm. But now it's like, you know, kind of the same idea, the same concept, but it's like YouTube or TikTok. Yeah. You know, like if you want your song to do crazy numbers, you got to have a crazy visual, and it's got to be 25 TikTok clips, and it's got to be a crazy YouTube video that gets like upwards of 1 million views. That's how your song does numbers. It's not just about your song; it's about your song and the visual and the creative direction of the release.
Whole thing. Yeah, it's crazy too, because it's like we kind of just with MTV, we trusted MTV as a generation. We were like, yo, that they gave us so much, like fucking. And now it's about, like, we have so many sources that give us things content-wise. Like, you got to really figure out what is cool on your own.
What's the modern, like, status of MTV?
Modern status?
Are they still around? Like, are they doing anything?
All day.
That's right. Yeah. Huh? They don't still air music videos, do they? At all?
Probably not. I don't think so. I remember when I was a kid, it was VH1 and MTV. VH1
I don't
would have
know
like,
what that is.
What?
Yeah.
Damn. VH1 would have like top 10 music videos of the week or of the
no,
day.
I do know what that is. Yeah, I do know what this is.
And then MTV had like music videos all day throughout like other reality TV shows. We were growing up when MTV was like
on the downfall, but still like around.
They had shows popping off, like they had good shows, but it was just like, you know, it's not music television. Like, they were advertising. Like, they are branded as. Super interesting.
It would have been interesting to grow up in the age of MTV, because I feel like that's like such a different like idea of music marketing than we currently have. Yeah. You know, like now, or like back then, it was like you get your video on MTV and you're popping. Now it's like you get your video to blow up on TikTok, you get a Lyrical Lemonade video and a No Jumper interview, and then you're popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the new pipeline, honestly.
Yeah. Or at least it was in 2016. That's an interesting thing I think about a lot. Like in 2016, that was like a direct thing. Like it was very much like, if you get your, at least in hip hop, like if you want to reach the pinnacle of like what is becoming big, you get a No Jumper interview, and then you get your video on either World Star or Lyrical Lemonade.
Yeah, and now you can't even do that if you're blowing up. You gotta like both Lyrical Lemonade and No Jumper are like, all right, you gotta have a following, you gotta have this many followers, it's gotta be worth it for us, because we are here and you are here. If you're not boosting both of us, it's like.
I feel like No Jumper's like that. I feel like Lyrical Lemonade isn't as much like that. Like Cole will fuck with like what was SSG Kobe, like not very big, you know, like,
blowing up, still blowing up.
Still getting big for sure, but like
they have that video with the little kid, right?
Crazy.
I saw that shit and I was just like, yo, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, Cole's a big inspiration to me. Lyrical Lemonade, just as the way they brand themselves as a media company, I think is genius. Yeah, and it's been interesting because I've been like on Lyrical Lemonade since like 2016, 2017, like when they were like first becoming a thing. So it's been really interesting to like watch their rise and watch the way they like handled it. And they've kind of gone in a lot of different directions, and like it's now just such a conglomerate of different things, bro. Like they just like, I mean, even the festival is impressive.
Festival's super impressive. Anytime anyone pops out with that, it's just like, yo, you're really onto some shit.
I'd love to throw a festival someday.
Sheesh.
That'd be so sick. Above the Bridge Festival is gonna go crazy.
Above the bridge, on a bridge.
Yeah, imagine on the Bay Bridge. One thing I want to ask you about, I noticed that like most of your songs are like on the shorter end. Like a lot of them are like below like 2 minutes even. Mm-hmm. Is that like an intentional thing? And if so, why do you do that?
It started off as like I took music business courses, and they would all be like, yo, if your song is a certain amount of length, you're more likely to get replays. And I was like, yo, I was super in it for like,
which makes sense.
I want more plays on my shit. But then, putting out a couple things, and kind of just, it came out that way. And it was more so like these ideas that I have to get out.
Yeah.
Each of them live in their own little world. Like, they're like trains of thought. And once it gets to its end, I don't know how to, like, I have people, I work on beats for people, and they'll be like, yo, can you extend that for me? I'm like, I don't know. Like, you want me to
Can I?
Yeah. I gotta do like a whole nother section for that. Like, I feel like I had a beginning, middle, and end. And yeah, shout out Sage. You could hear him crying right now. That's crazy.
Shout out Sage.
He's loud as hell.
Is that like the way you structure beats? Like you try to make sure everything has like a middle, beginning, and an end?
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely sent out beats where it's like, not fully picked out, where it's like, yo, this is just a loop. It's a minute loop. And
it's a loop more than a beat, yeah.
Yeah, but after I get something, once someone gives a cosign of any type, I'm like, okay, cool. I'll make that into a whole song, beginning, middle, end. I know how to I know how to crank that out, but it's like, does anyone want to? It's almost like a relay race for me.
Yeah.
Like, if someone hears this idea and is like, yo, let me progress that, then I will do my part to make it the best it could be. But if not, it's gonna be on the cutting floor.
Yeah, makes sense. Last thing I want to ask you: there's one thing, like one overarching message that like you'd want to spread as an artist by the time you're done making music to other people, your listeners, so be it anybody. What would that one message be?
It's a deep question. Probably just do it for yourself. Do shit that you want to do. Work with people that you want to work with. You should be making yourself happy at the end of the day. That's the only person that really matters. If everyone else, if anyone else fucks with it, you found some like-minded people, but make yourself happy, because you're the only one who has to deal with that at the end of the day. I always have to, I find myself checking myself a lot, because I'm like, I don't want this to sound corny. I don't want this to sound forced. I don't want to make it seem like this, and or that. So you got to be very self-aware. Got to just please yourself. Because if you think some shit's cool and you make it seem cool, it's cool. That's all it is. Everything is nothing. Nothing is everything.
Word. Hell yeah. That's a tattoo somebody's gotta get.
For real.
Nothing is everything. Everything is nothing.
Right. A paragraph on that lid.
All right, Gorilla, bro. Appreciate you, man.
We are really out here above the bridge. I appreciate you coming out. I'm like, if you look at me on streaming, I am nothing. But if you listen to me, I am a bit more than nothing.
Do you want to shout out where they can listen to you?
Yeah, Gore underscore. The underscore is very important. Gore underscore IRL on everything. Fucking definitely, if you peep me, you gotta peep Exo Keegan. You gotta peep April Moon. You gotta peep Boy Weapon. You gotta peep Kid Lords and TV Payback.
Yep. All those. Check them all out.
Yep. And Mishima.
Shout out Mishima.
Everyone who I fuck with, I see their vision. They see my vision. We going somewhere one day.
So tap in.
Tap in while we're still small.
Yes, sir. All right. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
All right. Music matters.
Music matters every day.
Boom.